About this new one they have, their new star, Crockett. How about her? She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. Crockett. Oh, man, oh, man. She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
Doc, was that a good ad or was that too much?
Nah, I think that was a great ad, actually. If you're going to keep saying my name, I'm going to use your voice to make me famous. You know what I mean? Nothing else is going to get more attention than, you know what I mean, her using him, the president. He's probably the biggest figure in the country at the moment. If you want to attract attention, you use him to your advantage. If he's going to keep saying your name and keep giving you attention and, you know, shine a light on you, you might as well step into it.
And keep telling the truth. You got to put that in there, too.
So she's running for senator. That's what Trump had to say about it.
Well, she's a low IQ person. I can't imagine she wins. Maybe she'll get the Democrat nomination, but I think it's a gift to Republicans. She's a terrible representative. I watched her for the last 2 years. I can't even believe she's a politician, actually.
Mr. Ripper, do you think that was appropriate for Trump to say for someone running for senator?
Yeah. As much terrible shit that she said about him, that's definitely appropriate. And the thing is, Jasmine Crockett, I met her a few years back when she first got elected to Congress. She did not talk like that. She was articulate. She was smart because she actually come from, you know, private school, lived amongst white people, and all of a sudden you act like you're from the inner city of Detroit or something. And the paneritis is just extremely annoying. It is not working no more. I see so many black people are like, when you look on social media, look inside your little box, you think that most black people support this nonsense, but people are waking up to it. We don't like the pandering anymore. And I'm so disappointed because I actually had respect for her when I met her. I had a lot of respect for her, even though she was a Democrat. But now they are telling her to act like a ghetto hood rat to try to get the black support. And I think that's insulting to black people. That's what makes me so sick. Hillary Clinton, where I keep hot sauce in my purse. Kamala Harris, tomorrow she celebrate Kwanzaa and she wash her greens in the bathtub. Yo, we sick of this stuff, man.
Thanks.
So this is who she'll possibly be running against if she wins the Democrat primary and goes up against a Republican, Wesley Hunt.
A lot of news. She's a Democrat, represents southeastern part of Dallas, Texas, your home state. She revealed this when she found a job in the legal world. This is how she described it in her own words. I'll go ahead and play it and get your reaction.
When I first became a public defender, I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, let me tell you something. When I walk in, I'm going to walk in with a level of rapport and understanding that maybe some of my other colleagues will not. Charlie offered me my job, and I worked my butt off, and I worked really, really hard for all of my clients, not just those that look like me. And that is what it looks like to serve.
Maybe in the end she was qualified for that job. What do you think of that story and the way she recalls it?
Well, you can't have it both ways, and Jasmine and I just don't see the world the same way. I don't want to walk in a room and get a job because I'm black. I want to walk in a room and get a job because I'm qualified, because I am educated, because I have hard work, grit, determination, because I believe in this country. That's why I am a United States congressman in a white majority district that President Trump would have won by 20 points, and I just won by 27 points. And the reason is because of this. I am literally living Dr. Martin Luther King's dream by being judged not by the color of my skin, but by the content of my character. The people in my district don't see color. They see somebody that's going to represent this district to the best of their ability, regardless of what they look like. I never want to be demeaned for what I have done and the sacrifices that I have made for this country just because of the way I look. I want to be hired because of my acumen and my ability, and I'll end with this. I see myself as an American. I'm a proud husband. I am a father. I am a veteran. I am an educated man. I am a follower of Christ, and I'm also a black man. I am very proud of it, but I am all those things things before that, because the number one thing for me is being an American. And I love all my fellow Americans, regardless of race, religion, color, or creed, and we all should be treated fairly. Nobody wants a job based on the way they look. They want a job based on their abilities.
Leslie Hunt.
Amen.
Woo! He about to mop the floor with her ass. I can't wait for that shit. Oh, love that guy.
Doc, you were saying something, right? How did you feel about what he said?
This nigga look like the Black Buzz Lightyear. That's first and foremost. And I think she a little off base by using, you know what I'm saying, her ethnicity to say, you know, that's why she deserve a job. But I think you realize that he's someone. I think he's super out of touch with being black as well. So I don't think he's actually qualified to comment on it. Like, he's saying how he's in this white majority district, but I can tell from his talk and his demeanor and the way that he presents himself to the world that black isn't one of the highest priorities for him, which it, you know, and that's fine, but don't use that as the crux of your argument with someone else. Oh, and I'm all these things and then I'm black too. Like, bro, we don't want to see you tap dance for white folks and then come over here and tell us how black you are. You know what I'm saying? Just tap dance and get off the stage, my nigga.
Well, I'm gonna get the Trump voters to comment on this, because this is what Jasmine Crockett had to say to Trump voters.
Voters who previously voted for Trump, particularly given that you have been an outspoken critic and he has inserted himself. Just take your campaign video as is. He has inserted himself at every turn when it comes to your commentary. How will you convert those who are supportive of him to voters for you?
Yeah, I don't know that we'll necessarily convert all of Trump supporters. That's not our goal.
Do you need to?
Our goal is to definitely talk to people.
None of us.
No, we don't. We don't need to. Our goal is to make sure that we can engage people that historically have not been talked to, because there's so many people that get ignored, specifically in the state of Texas. Listen, the state of Texas is 61% people of color. We have a lot of good folk that we can talk to. We know that when Beto came really close, Beto, who is a progressive, we know that he got 65% of the Latino vote. So what did they do after that? They specifically went after Latinos. We know that he got close to 90%, or right there at 90% of the African American vote. So honestly, what we need to do is start talking to the vast majority of Texas. I think my message is very much a mainstream message. I don't know who disagrees with the fact that affordability is a real thing, except for the president, who says it's a Democratic hoax. But when somebody goes to the grocery store nowadays, whether it's in East Texas or whether it's right here in Dallas, Texas, or whether it's in Austin or West Texas, let me tell you, they are looking at those grocery prices and they are thinking we deserve better. Knowing that we do the amount of trade that we do in the state of Texas, yet right now there are these unwarranted tariff wars that is directly impacting us, knowing that we do agriculture big in Texas. We do everything bigger in Texas, but we do ag big, and understanding that we are hitting record-breaking bankruptcy filings by our farmers. Listen, my message is real simple. I'm looking out for you, your survival, and the survival of your kids as it relates to affordability, being able to actually go and access health care, being able to send your child to school, being able to afford a roof over your head. If that's not, you know, what Trump supporters want, then fine. Then they absolutely won't listen to me. But I'm here for the everyday person, the person that's not the billionaire on the list that Trump has decided to take care of, but the people that he left sitting out in the cold, just like he did when he decided to be sworn in, and he decided that Inauguration Day he would have it inside while so many of his loyal supporters were outside.
Mr. Rippey, how do you feel about what she said?
I feel it's the same typical Democrat talking points, man. The shit is old. All these promises they try to make, and once it comes down to business, nothing ever happens. The reason for inflation is because of the past 4 years of our government spending. Government spending is what causes inflation. Now, when she talks about how to get Trump supporters, it's not going to happen. I've never, ever met a black Democrat that was ever once a Republican, just like I never met a black Republican that was not once a Democrat. Once you see the Republican side, because we were all Democrats at some point, you are not going back, and there's no way possible you cannot find a black Republican or somebody who switched from Democrat to Republican that's going to go back to vote Democrat. I promise it will never, ever happen. We see the light. Even if we don't like Trump anymore, we still is not going to go be supporting the Democrat slave plantation anymore. We're done with all that nonsense. So all the bullshit that she's saying, well, it's for the birds, man.
So wait, so real quick though, so the Republicans, that's not a plantation either though. They're not. One is a plantation, the other is not. Or are they both plantations?
The Democrat Party is much more of a plantation. Like every bit of oppression that Black people have ever been through has been signed into law by the Democrat plantation, the Democrat Party. They were the party that was for slavery, the party that founded KK. Now they're the party that created crime bills that caused mass incarceration of Black and brown people, and they also the party that opposed school choice, and they also pandered to Black people. And they say you have to base every decision based on your identity, the color of your skin, or your gender. And they say you don't. There's no reason to thrive. To stay connected to us because we're gonna create a welfare state for y'all. And LBJ said it best. He said, "Well, I'm not gonna say best, but he said it. He said, I'm gonna have these niggas voting Democrat for the next 200 years once we get them a government assistance. We rely on the government. We need less government because we're actually thriving prior."
But no, but is it a plantation though? So is it just more so one niggas get whooped on and then the other ones is a little more looser? So one is I just want to be clear.
I would say the Republicans focus.
Can I jump in real quick? Can I jump in?
Go ahead.
So me, I'm West African, right? I was born in Sierra Leone. I grew up mostly, like most of my life has been in America. Like I'm a first generation immigrant. I was raised by a Black woman through the foster care system. So it's like I'm African. I know that side of myself, but I was raised by a Black woman. So I get to see these two different worlds. And it's like sometimes the way that we speak to each other, like we're having an intelligent conversation and we're relating it back to the plantation. You know what I mean? We have a respectable Black man like Senator Wesley who's talking about his experience and not wanting to prioritize his race. And he's seen as like tap dancing and being a coon. Exactly. It's like the respect has to start with each other. Even if we don't agree with one another, as Black people, we always say we're not a monolith. We're not a monolith. Well, we only respect Blackness in one form. You know, if Blackness doesn't look like what we think it should look, if it doesn't look like a Jasmine Crockett, then it doesn't qualify. So we're demanding respect from all these people. Yet when we're having these types of conversations, we won't give it to each other. We're not talking about plantations. We're talking about politics. And so to like even go at it with that rhetoric, I don't think it's fair. And before we move on from Jasmine Crockett's ad, as a Black woman, it did not speak to me. I'm a registered independent. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I once was a Democrat. But my whole thing is I'm going to vote for who's ever making the most sense at the time. I'm not married to any particular party because neither one of them tend to deserve our vote most of the time. And so with Jasmine Crockett's ad, all I could think about was Trump derangement syndrome. She doesn't have to give policy. She doesn't have to give promises. She's giving you what Trump said about her. What does that have to do with anything? Exactly. And I feel like the bar is so low for Democrats that that's enough. All they have to hear is Trump and that she doesn't like Trump. And that's all that they need to run to the polls and vote for her. And as an intelligent person, I'm like, that's disrespectful. I don't need, the click words. Okay, Trump says something bad about you. What does that have to do with your policy? Why is this an ad? But it's going to work because people don't need much more than that. And for me, I just think it's that type of how they campaign to people of color, how they campaign to people in general. It's just an insult to our intelligence and how we speak to